think this is the moment that she has finally realized everything's gone wrong.
Betrayal comes from someone that you have a relationship with, right? I don't feel comfortable talking about people.
Did you see that? Because Oprah just dropped a nuke on Meghan Markle's entire image, and it's everything. The queen of daytime TV just pulled off the most cold-blooded public humiliation Meghan has ever faced. And Hollywood, it's reeling, like Jaws on the floor type of reeling. This is the same Oprah who once gifted Meghan and Harry that royal-bashing platform during their bombshell sit-down. And now, she's tossed them to the wolves, casually, ruthlessly, on a podcast. And it wasn't some innocent slip either. Oh no, it was precise, it was icy, and it was public. But here's the real kicker. This isn't just about flubbing the word Sussex. Nope. Oprah knew exactly what she was doing. That one mispronunciation was a carefully wrapped insult delivered with a smile. She basically told Hollywood, I'm done with them. This is huge because Oprah's been played, and she knows it. Meghan and Harry, the couple who've burned through allies like paper in a fire, finally messed with someone who doesn't lose. And Meghan, she's spiraling. She's watching her carefully built castle collapse in real time. She's bleeding money. Her famous friends are ghosting, and all those Hollywood doors she tried to barge through, one by one, they're slamming shut. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. The fairy tale? It's toast. The woman who walked into Buckingham Palace thinking her Hollywood glam would modernize a centuries-old monarchy. Yeah, she's now watching her brand disintegrate, and honestly, it couldn't be more poetic. Oprah's mistake wasn't a blunder. It was a public decapitation. Meghan's title? Reduced to a joke in front of the world. And Meghan, who once tried to style herself as Oprah's spiritual heir, the biracial duchess bridging two worlds, she just got handed her reality check. Let's not forget that infamous Garden interview, where she played the victim so flawlessly she had half the world fooled. But Hollywood, it's cold, and it moves fast. No one cares about past drama when your present is a flop. Meghan's post-royal resume? It's a disaster. And that brings us to the cold, hard truth.
Markle doesn't have friends. She doesn't do friends. She does business contacts. That's why she had no one at her wedding.
The fall was inevitable and honestly obvious to anyone who was really watching. While mainstream media was still buying into her sob story, people with real eyes saw it coming from day one. Her celeb friends didn't vanish overnight. It was a slow, calculated fade out. And when Meghan's post-palace projects started flopping, that's when the distancing began. Remember Ellen DeGeneres used to defend Meghan publicly? By the end of 2023, she just quietly unfollowed her. No statements, no drama, just gone. That move spoke louder than any press release. Then there's George and Amal Clooney, royal wedding guests, Meghan's golden Hollywood endorsement. Haven't said a word about her in 2 years, ghosted. And oh, the Beckhams. Whew, that one stung. When Victoria and David were seen at a royal event and didn't publicly acknowledge Meghan and Harry, Meghan's camp reportedly accused them of leaking stories. Seriously? The Beckhams didn't just distance, they cut the cord. David Beckham, one of Harry's former best friends, now acts like the Sussexes are radioactive. And in Hollywood, silence is never silent. It screams.
What I'm told, Meghan Markle has been going through multiple stages of grief over the Netflix deal. Started with denial. It moved to desperation to change the situation with Ted Sarandos. Then it was anger, and we know what she gets like when she's mad. And now it is complete devastation because...
Now here's the real cherry on top. Meghan hasn't been invited to the Met Gala for 3 years straight. That's not just a fashion diss. That's Anna Wintour saying, you're not relevant anymore. Because if you're not on that list, you're not in the club. Simple. Same goes for the Oscars. Meghan and Harry tried to wedge their way in, pose as power players, but the industry's not buying it. They're not on VIP lists. They don't get into the real after parties. And when they do show up, it's awkward. They get the polite nods reserved for washed-up celebs clinging to relevance. And now, it's not just about humiliation. It's about cold, brutal finances. Every rejection slices into Meghan's brand value. And when Oprah can't even be bothered to pronounce your title correctly, you best believe Netflix is watching. The dream they paid millions for? Yeah, that fantasy expired.
Is it the end of Meghan Markle's Hollywood dreams as her and Prince Harry flame out of Hollywood.
Let's talk about endorsements. Oh wait, what endorsements? Her brand deals? Evaporating? Her once coveted styling invites? Vanished. The big-name fashion houses that used to line up to dress her? They've all gone radio silent. And that fancy new lifestyle brand she launched, American Riviera Orchard, the products are collecting dust. Not because they suck, but because no one wants to touch anything tied to her name. And here's the irony that cuts deep. Meghan did this to herself. She taught Hollywood how she operates. She's transactional, she's conditional, and she disposes of people the moment they stop serving her narrative. Like Jessica Mulroney. That woman torched her own reputation defending Meghan, and Meghan dropped her like dead weight. Her own family cut them all out, including her dad, the one who funded her acting dreams. So now karma's knocking. Meghan's feeling what it's like to be disposable. And baby, it stings.
She ghosts folk when she no longer needs to get something from them. So yes, absolutely. The likes of Serena Williams were not friends. Oprah was never friends. Gayle King, they were never friends. These are contacts, and they are contacts to further the career of Meghan.
The internet? Oh, they're loving this. Oprah's Sussex oops moment, viral gold, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, it's everywhere. And not because it's funny, but because it confirms what people have been screaming for years. Meghan was never the victim. She was playing everyone. The comment sections are a party. People who were once slammed as haters, they're getting their vindication. Royal watchers who were mocked, yeah, they're sitting back and sipping their tea now. Even the body language experts are having their moment. They called it. They saw the Oprah-Meghan coldness creeping in over the past 2 years. And now Oprah's made it crystal clear. She's done playing along. Hollywood gets the signal. The Sussex brand is officially not worth defending. And here's the plot twist. Meghan never saw coming. You can't play the victim when Oprah drops you. You can't scream racism when Oprah's the one icing you out. You can't whine about media attacks when the most powerful woman in media makes you the punchline. The woman Meghan tried to emulate just publicly humiliated her. And that's the kind of downfall you feel in your bones.
You must never trust the mainstream media, who have been saying for months and months and months, no.
Want a real look behind Hollywood's velvet curtain? Forget the glam. Forget the smiling selfies. This is how it actually works. Oprah stepping back from Meghan, that's not just a snub. It's a masterclass in celebrity disposal. Ruthless, surgical, and 100% intentional. See, Oprah's not in the business of losing. She didn't climb to the top by staying loyal to flops. She's been cutting off liabilities for decades. And Meghan just got added to the list. Same strategy she used on Lance Armstrong. Same playbook she used for James Frey. If you become a threat to her brand, she drops you. Fast, clean, and with a sweet smile. First, she stops saying your name. Then the Instagram likes vanish. The invites, mysteriously lost in the mail. And finally, boom, a public moment like Sussex X that tells everyone in Hollywood, you're no longer under my umbrella. That mispronunciation wasn't a slip. It was a warning shot, and everyone in the industry heard it.
America's not in love with them anymore. The United Kingdom certainly are not.
You think the press is brutal? Let's talk about talent agencies. They're worse. And Meghan, she's on the blacklist. Literally. Behind the scenes at CAA, WME, and UTA, there's something called the Association Risk List. Sounds creepy? It is. It's an unofficial hit list of celebrities other A-listers should avoid at all costs. Guess who's on it now? Meghan and Harry. Agents are straight up telling their top-tier clients, don't pose with them, don't follow them, don't even interact online. No collaborations, no pics, no mentions, nothing. Meghan has become a PR liability. And it's not just about deals. This blacklist creates a domino effect, one that ruins everything from event invites to casual brunches. Publicists whisper, event planners double book, charity organizers quietly move your name off the guest list. Suddenly, you're not being excluded. You're being erased. You want the truth about Meghan's life in Montecito? It's not what she posts on Instagram, behind the gates and glam filters. She's iced out. Because Montecito isn't Hollywood. It's old money. Real money. And guess what that crowd hates? Drama and flashy desperation, which Meghan serves daily. They see her royal status as cheap glitz. They don't care about tabloid fame. They care about legacy, privacy, prestige. Meghan's brand of public oversharing doesn't fit, and they're not pretending it does.
Hollywood is distancing itself from Meghan Markle. You can see it before your very eyes. She's toxic.
She can try all she wants, lavish parties, over-the-top events, but the power players of Montecito, they're not buying it, literally or figuratively. One longtime Montecito local put it perfectly. She's trying to buy her way into a world that values discretion above all else. And the divide between Meghan's performative fame and Montecito's real influence? It's glaring. At Netflix, the panic has started. Executives are quietly running damage control. Why? Because they bet big on Meghan and Harry, millions. And now, that investment is circling the drain. Her content flatlined, her cooking show underwhelming, her podcast quietly shelved, every single project she's touched has underperformed, and now with Oprah pulling back, the worst case scenario is here. Because Oprah was supposed to be the stamp of approval. Her connection gave Meghan legitimacy. But now that Oprah's out, Netflix knows exactly what that means. No more access, no more buzz, just a very expensive embarrassment they're stuck with, and Meghan, she knows it, which is why her team is desperately trying to save face. How? With luxury gift baskets. Yes, really, she's literally mailing out $1,000 curated baskets to celebs just to stay on their radar. Not as friends, as a business move.
And finally, it looks like the Hollywood chapter of Harry and Meghan's fairy tale is heading for a dramatic season finale. And spoiler alert, Netflix isn't renewing. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex, once streaming royalty with a $100 million crown jewel of a deal, are now finding themselves on the wrong end of the algorithm.
These aren't cute thank you gifts. These are full-on PR bribes. We're talking expensive wine from her failing brand, American Riviera Orchard. Personalized skincare, jewelry, handwritten notes that read more like marketing pitches than anything heartfelt. It's not sweet, it's desperate. And the most humiliating part? A-listers are either ghosting the gifts or sending them back unopened. One publicist even admitted their client has a policy of declining anything from the Sussex camp, just to avoid being tied to the mess. This isn't just a friendship ending, it's a Hollywood cancellation. Oprah's subtle shade opened the floodgates. Now every producer, manager, and planner who once gave Meghan the benefit of the doubt, they're backing away, fast. They're not returning her team's calls. They're suddenly booked when she tries to schedule appearances. Collab talks are mysteriously on hold. That's how Hollywood works. One snub from a giant like Oprah creates a ripple effect, and Meghan's finding out in real time how brutal that undertow can be. She built her entire post-royal life on borrowed credibility. From Oprah, from Harry, from the royal family. But the moment those connections turned sour, she had nothing left. And now, Hollywood's not protecting her, it's pushing her out. Because if Oprah won't defend you, no one will.
For yet another A-lister snub, and why she's convinced Kate Middleton was behind the latest celeb rejection.
Let's rewind to 2018, royal wedding mania. The whole world was swooning over the modern Duchess fairy tale. A biracial American actress marrying into the British monarchy. It was the PR jackpot. But you saw through it. You noticed Meghan's family wasn't there. You saw the way her dad was treated, like a problem to be managed, not a parent to be loved. You clocked how she craved the global spotlight, but didn't seem interested in the actual work that came with being royal. While the press praised her as a breath of fresh air, we saw the signs, the staff quitting, the diva behavior, the victim routine every time she didn't get her way. We knew then this wouldn't end well, and wow, were we right? The Oprah interview in 2021, everyone else was crying. We were cringing because we knew what Hollywood hates more than anything, disloyalty, and Meghan's tell-all wasn't courageous, it was career suicide. She didn't just burn bridges, she detonated them on national television, and Oprah, even she started to pull back, slowly, subtly. But it was there, watch the clips. In 2021, Oprah looked invested, sympathetic, warm. By 2022, her mentions of Meghan were cold, vague, rehearsed. By 2023, she wasn't mentioning her at all, and now in 2025, she's openly mocking Meghan's title on a podcast. You can't make this up. It's like watching the final act of a drama you predicted years ago, and everything's unfolding exactly as expected. You notice the red flags, the way Meghan clung to celebrity interactions online, the way A-listers stopped engaging, the desperate tagging, the silence in response. Even Ellen DeGeneres stopped liking her posts. The Clooneys ghosted her. Other celebrities ignored her entirely. No comments, no reposts, no love. And here's where it gets brutal. When you lose real engagement, your social media becomes fake. It's all smoke and mirrors, and fans can tell. That's what happened to Meghan. She lost the real support, and what's left is just stage content, dead likes, and PR spin. Hollywood influence isn't about follower count, it's about who interacts. When the A-listers disappear, the algorithm doesn't lie. Algorithm doesn't lie.